Welcome everyone, and thank you for being on the Zoom with us today. And now I know there's a few new people joining again, so we're going to explain a little bit first how the program works. So I'm Marie-France, and together with Heather Billing, we are the co-creator of this program. So we'll take you through a little bit of the outline, how it all works. 5-day SlimDown Kickstart. So that's the name of the program for the Kickstart for the 5 days. But of course, it doesn't last just 5 days. Started January 2024, and we started with 16 people. Our first 5 days that we did, we had 16 people on, and we lost 34 kilos, 75 pounds. So now we knew that this works. We knew that we're getting the results. And since, we lost I think it'll be fair to say nearly 300 kilos, I think, all together with our participants. So we're very pleased with the program. It is working. It is a success. And it is quite simple for everyone, but the Kickstart, it's called Kickstart, as I said, because it's just really the beginning. We don't go anywhere after 5 days. We continue on because we have everything in place for the next step, and then we continue on the program. So Heather, can you please explain a little bit how it works? Because we do fasting, we have a food list, and can you explain a little bit how the program works?
Sure, Marie-France, thank you. And we have our amazing booklet that we've put together, our guide, which has got all the information in it, and use that as a reference. I know people are printing it out, which is fantastic and if you can't quite remember something, then you just refer back to the guide. So it's so good having that handy. So as Marie-France mentioned, of course, there's a few components to what we're doing here. So we're obviously part of that is the fasting. So we're looking at fasting for 16 hours and having an eating window of 8 hours. And of course, for the brand new people, the beginners, if initially the 16 hours is quite daunting, we would recommend that you do as much as you possibly can, as close to that, and just gradually build it up to that 16-hour time frame. One of the things that works really well is if you have the majority of your fasting time be when you're asleep, because then the time passes and you don't even realise. And obviously just monitor how you're feeling with your body. A lot of it is to do with our mindset, the habits that we're in. Sometimes we're used to, 8 o'clock in the morning is when I have breakfast. 12 o'clock is when I have lunch, and we don't even really consider whether we're actually hungry or whether it's just the habit of that's normally when I eat, so that's why I'm eating. So it is a lot of just retraining ourselves, and of course then realising the benefits that when you are in that fasting time, that is when your body is converting the fat on your body into energy. So it's burning the fat. So that's always reassuring when you think, I'm a bit hungry, and then you think, but actually my body has got plenty to utilise. So, and initially that does take a little bit of adjusting for the body to get from constantly having food come into the body for energy to actually then get to that other side where it does start burning the fat for energy. But it all depends on the individual, but it's like anything, that the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So it will, for those of you just starting out, it will actually get easier. And believe it or not, sometimes you'll look at your watch and you're like, I didn't realise I've actually gone past the time when I was actually going to eat something. So in the initial stages, you might think, I'm never going to get to that stage, but you do. It's really quite amazing. So the other thing that we have as part of our program, of course, is our supplements. And this is part that really helps us to drop the weight, but also to give the body everything that it needs so that it will potentially cut down on the cravings. You won't be looking for those sugary carb things as much. And it's feeding the microbiome. So we know how important that is to have a healthy microbiome, to lose weight, and to have our whole system functioning properly. We've heard Kari speak a lot in this group about how much it helped with her brain fog, and that's all to do with the gut, that connection between the gut and the brain. So there's things that we have in here that, like, it's just not weight loss, it's the overall health of the body. So I just want to quickly go through the supplements just a little bit because they are very exciting. So our SpectraMax, which is our mineral supplement, it's a mineral, it's an antioxidant, it's a multivitamin. It is just such a broad spectrum product. This product, it's a measured amount, shall we say. So the fulvic acid that's in the SpectraMax, what it actually does is it attaches to the minerals and it escorts them into the cells so that you're getting maximum absorption. And then the other thing that it does, which is really cool, is in that process, it then pulls the toxins out of the cells. So fulvic acid is just such a hero, and it's in this product, but it's in a lot of the other products that we have access to. That's why we've actually, like, people are starting on it, ourselves in particular, and I think having a bit of a detox, a healing that's going on because these products are working. We're noticing the results, which is fantastic. So we're having the SpectraMax with, it's better to have with food. So when we're breaking our fast, if we're doing a smoothie as an example, we could have the SpectraMax, we could have the pre and probiotic together in a smoothie as an option. When you do actually have something to eat, you can have your SpectraMax. I actually find the pre and probiotic is quite filling. So when we break our fast, if we have the pre and probiotic, I think that can keep you going for a little bit until then you actually want to eat something, because you have it in a big glass of water and I'm like, oh, okay, that filled me up for a while. So just experiment a little with those two. You can add them all together or have them separately depending on what your situation is. Just a little bit on the pre and probiotic is, of course, it's addressing all the microbiome. It's helping with our immune systems. It actually strengthens the gut barrier. So any people that have had problems with irritable bowel, leaky gut, those types of things, it's going to be supporting all of that. And then, of course, our other supplement that we're suggesting is the digestive enzymes. And a great time to have that is 20 minutes, half an hour before we actually have dinner, if that's going to be our biggest meal. So depending on when your biggest meal is, just have it prior to that, just so that it actually helps with the digestion and you get maximum absorption out of the food that you're actually eating. The other thing about the digestive enzymes is that it's got a particular ingredient in it that actually escorts heavy metals out of the body. Now you might think, oh, well, I don't have any heavy metals in my body, but we breathe in the air that's all around us. If you've got any amalgam fillings in your mouth, like if you've been exposed to any toxins in your life, then you do actually have heavy metals in your system. So what we're doing here is a great healing for the body, a great detox. And so you might notice some interesting bowel things going on as these things are being eliminated out of the system. Make sure you're drinking your plenty of water so that this whole process works well. It's also going to help with the weight loss. Get some movement in your daily activities to just help with the lymphatic system and obviously help with the whole weight loss efforts. And of course, your food list, you've got all the guide there of what to eat. We're not counting calories. This is not a counting calorie. We're not doing low fat. We're eating those foods in the time that's to eat, and we're eating not huge amounts, but we're eating plenty, shall we say. So hopefully that's, I don't know if I've missed anything, Marie-France. You can add a few things there.
No, I think that was fantastic. And just about, you're just talking about the food list. There's 3 pages of food in the guide, but where you find that guide, it's inside our Facebook group. So if someone isn't part of our Facebook group, please reach out, because there's lots and lots of information in there for everyone. And the guide, what I did actually is I put it on my phone, on my screen. So there's a there's a little app thing, and I just have to click it, and then you can scroll it and have a look when you're at the supermarket and get your food list. And so it's easy, it's handy when you want to refer to something. So that was easy to do. Just put it on your screen. And so everything is in here. Of course, Heather mentioned a little bit about the water. We recommend drinking lots and lots of water because we're detoxing, remember? So we need to wash it out and clean it out of the system. So, and what's great at Sisel, we have lots of product that require to mix it with water, and therefore that entice you to drink more water, which is fantastic. So we're all set now. I've got my products, they're right here, and the pre and probiotic and the digestive enzyme, they come in individual sachets. So it's great if you're in a hurry and you have to run, you can just bring this with you, throw it inside a bottle of water, shake it up, drink it up. So it's easy, and it's easy to do. And so you can carry it around with you. So it's fantastic. We love it. Now, I'd love to hear from some of our participants, please, if you would like to share your own experience or maybe even some advice to the new people that are just starting. I'd love to hear from anyone here. Carrie's got her hand up. So let's hear from Carrie. Oh, you've got notes there as well. So let's hear it. Carrie Bramley, New Zealand.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I do. I have my book because, and I'm going to read to you from the beginning. So for those of you starting, when I started, I had bloating and brain fog. This was post-COVID. So I was looking for a program that dealt with the gut health thing because I didn't know how to do that. And so this just fitted absolutely perfectly for me. And honestly, for those of you who've never looked at your gut health and you might have a bit of a blind spot and think, oh no, my gut health is okay. Probably your gut health is not okay. We have so many, as Heather said, we have so many things that our gut actually has to deal with in a day. And I didn't realize how I had to change my inflammation and gut health, and it was a game changer. But the thing is, I didn't know how it was going to work. Sometimes when you start these things, you're like, okay, I'm desperate, I'm going to start this. And I had 3 of my friends starting with me, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. But it was at the end of that first 5 days. So I started in January last year. It was at the end of that first 5 days that I lost 2 centimeters off my neck and 2.2 kgs. And that's when you just know it's going to work. And so I've carried on. But what I'd suggest is have a book and do your photos. And I didn't do enough of those. And take more measurements. In the guide, it's got all the measurements. Take those measurements. Because I just want to highlight a couple of things. So I actually wrote down here, this was after my day, it was probably end of January, 31st of the 1st. I had got down from 69.6 kgs to 65.8 kgs. That was massive for me. So that's in 1 month, okay? And then I said here, less back fat, low back pain has gone since put my low back, since put my collagen in my smoothie. We've got, then someone at Pilates commented that I've lost weight, looking thinner. I still put down there, still not eating enough. You need to eat on this program, okay? Have more protein, still have to drink more water, getting my head around eating fat. So things that I've had to work on, and just work on one thing, and that's what I love about these kickstarts. So I'm doing Kickstart 14 on Monday, and I just want to go back to Kickstart 13, which was when actually I was away and we were going to graduations, and so I was traveling and I didn't have all the things, didn't usually have all my routine, but I just stuck to the fasting and I stuck to choosing good food. So I just made that choice and I had to change. I usually do my eating from 6:30 to 2:30. I had to change when we were away and I did it the other way. So I started eating later, finished eating later, etc. So you can chop and change that. And I just want to go through because take your measurements. So keep taking your measurements because I actually put on 400 grams. So I was 60.4, and then when I came back, I was 60.8. I haven't put that up on a post yet, but I must. That was stuck poop. And probably because I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking, but I wasn't drinking enough. We were out and about. I took my stuff with me, but you're trying to find toilets, and so you don't want to be doing all that stuff. And then you're driving and you don't want to use some toilets. And oh my gosh, I got to Wellsford and the toilets were all those horrible toilets. I didn't go to the toilet. So then I didn't want to be drinking. So this water, taking your weight, taking your measurements, do all of that and try and use your kickstarts to, okay, each kickstart, you're going to like, okay, right, I'm going to try this kickstart and then try and maintain that for the next 3 weeks. Then your next kickstart, right, I'm going to try and eat more protein and maintain that for the next 3 weeks. So that's how I've used the kickstarts. And that's how I've managed to maintain 10 kgs off. And so then, of course, when I got home, then I was just drinking, and of course that was sorted it out, and I got back to my 60 kg. So it's an amazing program, this, and it has helped so many people. One of my ladies has lost nearly 30 kgs. And the other thing is you keep that weight off because you're training a new way of eating, and you can choose good stuff. So we went out for dinner. I had good food, chicken, roast chicken, I had steak, so you can eat, but I just didn't have the puddings and I didn't have milkshakes and I didn't have fizzy drinks. I chose water. It can be quite daunting, and I don't want you to think of it being daunting because it's really just a new way of learning how to actually feed your gut. And when you feed your gut the right stuff, everything else falls into place. Yes, there are some habits that we have to change, and I've had to do that too. But when you actually get to the point where you feel really good in your body and you've got energy again and you can think, it is so worth it. So worth it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Carrie. Always so passionate and some amazing information to share as well. But everyone has to see that photo with the neck, or also on your face, round face, and then all of a sudden so thin. It's incredible. There's a before and after the Facebook group. It's amazing to see. So thank you so much, Carrie.
I'm not too sure if you can see my backdrop. Not too sure what the internet is like, because we are fully out in nature, and that's why I've brought you out with me today, because it's just simply beautiful, just having that sunshine and getting out wherever we can with nature. It's wonderful. So, oh my goodness. So Carrie touched on quite a few things which are really interesting for us all to remember. And what I'd like to talk about today is, I'm always talking about mindset and language, but because we talk about the 10,000 steps and we might use the word exercise, be mindful about what the word exercise means for you. Does it trigger something? Does it make you think about going to the gym, that it needs to have cardio? just be mindful that the word exercise can be your friend as much as the scales can be your friend. Sometimes we don't want to hop on the scales. We're a little bit scared to see that number. We need to have a good relationship with the scales because they're telling us, giving us the information that maybe we need to have at that time. But look, I've got a few ladies who have come to me and said, Karen, I'm housebound pretty much. It may be a disability, it may be an illness, or it may be because they have excessive weight and they find walking extremely difficult. And I said, don't overthink it. The important thing is that you move in one way or another. So tell me, do you do washing? Yeah. Do you carry the washing out? How do you hang it? You've got movement. Do you bend down to get into that basket? All of these little things, it's all about movement. So just be kind to yourself. This is not a blame or shame game. This is about you doing what you can at small increments. It's much like the intermittent fasting. So our goal is, yes, 16 hours. But when you're starting, you might think, oh my goodness, 16 hours, that's such a long time. Start at 12. You're probably doing 12 already. If you finish dinner by 8 o'clock and then you have brekkie at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you're probably doing 12 already without even thinking about it. So small increments, do things one little bit at a time. Just be mindful about how you are talking to yourself. And remember that self-praise. Now, if Post-it notes around the house are little yellow squares, little sticky notes, slap some on the fridge, slap some on the mirror. Where's generally the first place you go to in the morning when you wake up? The bathroom. Get some sticky notes happening on your mirror and say, you are worth it. You can do this one step at a time because that's how we've done it. We've done it one step at a time. So I guess that's my message for today. Anybody not know me, my name's Karen. I'm a weight loss and confidence coach, and I just love sharing little tidbits every time we have a Zoom call. So hop on the Zoom calls when they're on. We have them before our challenge, we have them after the challenge, and it's a great way just to hit that reset button with everybody in the group. So thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Karen. Always so inspiring. Thank you so much. Steve, let's go. Let's hear from you, Steve.
Good morning, everybody.
Steve, so how much weight have you dropped since the
start? So I started in March of last year, and I've lost just over 10 kilos.
And maintained it.
Maintained it. Yep.
So you've
been a bit of
lost the
variation
10 within the first 6 months or so, something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Hey, I would like to just recap a little bit. Thank you so much, Steve. I would like to recap a little bit because we have some new people just arriving. So there is a booklet. It's inside our Facebook group. It's got 30 pages. It's just got updated information. It's got 3 pages of food list for you to use and the protocol that we use for fasting that Heather was explaining earlier on. It's got all our products that we use, 3 products from Sisel, Spectramax, digestive enzyme, and also pre-probiotics. So we use the 3 products during the weight loss program or the Slim Down. And so the Facebook group is available to only those that are committed to the program. So if you're doing this program, you can invite people, you can invite your friends to come and do this with you to the Sisel product. But it's a great idea to invite your best friend to do this with you because the body system is so powerful. It's so great to be able to do it together and to bounce idea and share. And this is what we do inside our Facebook group very much. We really encourage you to share on the Facebook group, to share your results, even your beginning, if you want to share your weight, your scales, a photo of yourself on the scales or just your feet. because you probably have no clothes on, maybe, if you're like me when you do the weight. So let's just show only the feet. And so we encourage you to share as much as you can inside the Facebook group, because that's what makes this possible. It's the community, it's the camaraderie that we have between us, and the encouraging each other makes a big difference, because also sometimes we have some struggles. People struggle and we don't always hear about it. We hear only the good news, and sometimes it's happened that some people say, oh, everybody's getting good results or finding it easy, and I find it difficult or something. But it's because sometimes we don't dare to share the struggle as well. So it's all good to share everything what's happening during the program inside our Facebook group, because that's what makes it possible. And to encourage you to participate inside the Facebook group, we also gonna have a winner after the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart. We're gonna finish our first 5 days, and then of course we're gonna have another Zoom after we finish, share our results as well, and also we'll share with you what we do to continue on the program, because it doesn't end after 5 days. As we all mentioned, we had people here that have been on for over a year. So we continue and we do it together, and there's plenty more to share of what to do after the 5 days. Now, inside the Facebook group, we want to see your posts. We want to see your results, your struggles, your meals. What are you eating? And there will be a winner at the end of the 5 day of the best participant. So what you have to do is to post your food, post your scales, post everything, and do your measurements. Don't forget to take your before photo. Carrie, that before photo with the big round face. Weren't you so happy that you did have that from the before? Because it makes such a difference to be able to see the before and after. Take your measurements, take your photo, take your many photos you can take as well. So you'll be able to compare and take your measurements. And so inside the Facebook group, we will see that all of your results, and also we want to see who is going to comment into someone else's post as well, because that's what makes it so amazing. You sharing your results, but also commenting on someone else's posts. Now, also, we want to see your photo with your Sisel product when you receive them. When they come, just take your photo with your products, and so it's all part of this. So the best participant will be the winner of my ebook. I've got an amazing ebook. It's called Your Food, Your Medicine. It's got 120 pages there, 105 different ingredients, and what their properties are and how good they are for yourself. Like as an example, basil or avocado, olive oil, and they're all listed like that, and their properties. And also there's some little remedies recipe. What's good for colds and flu, what's good for earache or toothache or different ailment. And so little recipes that you can make at home with what you have in your pantry. So that's all in this book, Your Food, Your Medicine. And so the winner, the best participant, will be the winner of my ebook, Your Food, Your Medicine.
You just reminded me when you were speaking, just a little guide for people. Obviously, in the program, we're recommending the 3 supplements, but if there's other supplements that you take, then the best time to actually have them is in your eating window. So once you're finished your fasting, then any other supplements, just use them in that 8 hours is probably the best guide, because we want to allow the body to actually use its own resources while it's in the fasting. And we also don't want to be putting anything in there while it's trying to detox and heal. So just a suggestion for other supplements that you have to have them in that time. And then I just wanted to add that the 3 products we are recommending are the bare minimum, and it's not something that you just take for 5 days. Really, we should actually be taking these all the time, even once we finish the 5-day kickstart, because it's so good for just giving us basic nutrition and supporting the microbiome. So I just wanted to just add that in case people were wondering about those things.
Perfect. Thank you, Heather. Thank you.
This is it. We just think of things as we're going along. Just most people are joining because of weight loss, and the weight loss will happen. Okay, so you don't have to freak out about that. The weight loss will happen. It might not happen at the speed that you want it to happen, but it will happen. Okay. You are going to lose weight on this program if you follow the program. End of story. And then the other benefit with this whole thing is the reduction in inflammation. I didn't realize how much inflammation I was carrying, and how inflammation really affects our health. There are so many amazing health benefits from doing this program. One of my friends, Elaine, she's 77 this year, so she started when she was 76. She's lost nearly 16 kgs, but all her diabetic markers have disappeared, and her cholesterol and blood pressure, all those markers have disappeared. And then Jan, with her iron levels, all of that has improved. So it's not just about weight loss. This is about health. And when we can address these gut issues, it's like a cascading effect. And it's just a matter of just being consistent. So you don't have to starve yourself on this program. It's just you change how you eat, and you need to eat. Okay, you need to have protein. You need to have those fats. You need to have lots of vegetables. So I was listening to Dr. Mindy Pelz, and she was saying we actually should be having 9 cups of vegetables a day. 9 cups of vegetables a day. None of us, I don't think, have 9 cups of vegetables a day. And things like now, for us going into winter, we've got cauliflower, we've got broccoli, we've got cabbage. Those are amazing vegetables for our gut. So don't be nervous about this, and don't think just in terms of weight loss. This is an amazing program for overall health.
Well, that's absolutely true, Carrie. It's so much more than a weight loss. And that's why we continue on. We do the 5-day kickstart. We do the Slimdown Beyond, continuing on. And that's it. It's a new way of life. We continue because we feel fantastic. That's what it is. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being with us this morning over there. Some people are very early. I see Warren here from Perth, and early morning. Thank you for joining. And so we kickstart that new week and get some results, amazing results, and of course, feel fantastic. We'll see you all inside the Facebook group. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, for sharing today. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.